Hey there, my lean and lit lovelies. I hope you're having a good week. Welcome back to the Get Lean and Lit with Lindy podcast. You know, this is a podcast for women over 40 who are done with the gimmicks, the quick fixes, the diets that make you want to slap somebody. All that stuff is out the window. I'm Lindy, your guide to getting healthy in a way that's actually sustainable. Because you know what? Let's be honest with each other. None of us are signing up for a kale only cleanse or marathon training at this point in our lives. I'm a little sad about that though, because I love my marathon training. I had fun running marathons back in the day, and also doing Ragnar races. Running is very social, so I do miss that kind of lifestyle that I had back in the day. But I have some good news for you. Today, we're going to dive into one of my favorite, most underrated fat loss tools. And it's walking. Da-da-da-da. Yep, plain old walking. No gym membership, no fancy gadgets, no secret supplements that may cost you as much as your mortgage. We're not doing any of that. All you need is you, your shoes, and a sidewalk or a track. So let's talk about why walking specifically works for fat loss. So, okay, here's the deal. When we hit our 40s, we're going to have a review. Our bodies like to throw us some curveballs. There's hormonal shifts, there's slower metabolism, there's messed up sleep. You maybe even getting some belly fat that we talked about last week. It shows up like an uninvited house guest that you're trying desperately to get rid of. A lot of us think fat loss requires super intense, sweat dripping, I might just die today type of workouts. But you know what? Walking is actually one of the most powerful tools for fat loss, especially at this stage of our lives. Why? There's really three main reasons. Number one, it burns calories without burning you out. That's super important. Walking increases your calorie burn, but it doesn't leave you so exhausted that you need 3 naps to recover. It's very gentle on your body. Number two, walking reduces stress hormones. High stress raises your cortisol, and high cortisol means that your body will definitely hang on to body fat and other fat, body fat. Belly fat and other body fat is what I'm trying to say. Walking's like nature's stress relief button. It really helps you calm down, and it works to keep your central nervous system running smoothly. Number three, walking is low impact and sustainable. You can do it every single day without needing an ice bath, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, see how I said that? Or a chiropractor. So here's the T. Fat loss is not about doing the hardest workout. It just isn't. It's about doing the most consistent thing possible. And walking definitely checks that box beautifully. Okay, let's focus on the numbers without the nonsense. Because I know a lot of you are probably like, well, how much walking do I actually need to do to see results? It's really not as much as you think. That's the good news. So let's say a brisk 30-minute walk burns roughly 100 to 200 calories, depending on your pace and your body weight. You can burn even more if you wear a weighted vest, as I talked about in last week's episode. Do that 5 times a week, and that's about 750 to 1,000 calories that you will burn. If you pair that with small, realistic nutritional changes, like not treating alcohol like a food group, you don't need to have wine every day, over time that equates to fat loss. Now, I'm really not saying that walking alone is a magic pill, because I don't believe in magic pills. But if you're pairing, especially if you're pairing walking with eating a half a cheesecake, that's just not going to get it. We'll have to have another conversation about that. I'm going to do nutrition next week. But when it comes to creating a calorie deficit without feeling deprived, you want to make a small calorie deficit. Walking is pure gold, coupled with a small calorie deficit. Part of thinking about walking requires a mind shift, because a lot of people think walking is just a waste of time and it's just not doing anything for your health. It's not doing anything for your waistline. And that's really a myth. Because here's what I love about walking. It shifts your mindset from punishment to pleasure. Workouts should not feel like punishment at this stage in our lives, ever really, but especially at this stage of our lives. Walking is really joyful, or it can be. You can use it to listen to podcasts. Hello, Get Lean and Lit with Lindy. You can use it as a gossip session with your friends to catch up with them, or you can use it as a break from your family, because you don't want to have to fake your own death or anything. If you need some time by yourself, just go out for a walk. Walking counts, it matters, and it adds up. So let's focus on how to make walking work for you. All right. You ladies who have been listening to my podcast, you know me by now. So let's get practical. I'm all about what works, what's practical, and what's sustainable. So here are my 4 strategies to actually make walking a part of your life, a habit, as we've talked about. 4 key strategies. Number 1, I call sneaky steps. It's basically parking further from stores, taking the stairs versus the escalator or the elevator, or taking a walk while you're talking on the telephone. You can even walk around the island of your kitchen, walk in your house. You don't have to go outside even. Little step bursts, as I call them, add up. I got a walking pad about 6 months ago, and when I'm at home, I make sure to hop on my walking pad every hour or so for a minimum of 5 minutes. A lot of times I'll do more than 5 minutes. I'll do 10 or 15 minutes at a burst. Those walking pad steps add up so fast. I encourage anybody and everybody to get a walking pad if they're able. I also play mind games with myself and try to hit a certain number of step goals by lunch. It's usually about 3,000, 3,500. One fun surprise I discovered is that pickleball, my current favorite obsession, I'm going to have a whole podcast on pickleball, because pickleball is so super fun, especially if you have a competitive streak. So playing pickleball every day or every other day or so helps me earn about 4,000 to 5,000 steps in an hour of playing. It's fun, and the steps add up super quickly. So I encourage you to find your own rhythm, your own passion for a key activity, and develop a moving plan that keeps you going consistently. Number 2, post-meal walks. Just 10 to 15 minutes after eating helps with your digestion. It helps keep your blood sugar under control. And yep, it aids in fat loss. There are so many studies that found that walking after meals helps to dampen your insulin spikes, leading to more steady glucose levels, which ultimately lead to a decrease in your appetite, which ultimately leads to fat loss because you're eating less calories over time. Number 3 strategy is to make it social. You can grab your friend, grab your spouse, grab your partner, or even a reluctant teenager as a walking buddy, or your dog. Our dog does not like to walk. She's a house dog. She's spoiled. She's not a good walking buddy at all. But you can grab your kids, grab your spouse. People just don't walk enough. Kids especially don't walk enough. They're on their computers, their phones, their iPads, watching television, whatever it is, they're stationary. So grab your kids, get them out for a good walk. It's a perfect way to get them moving as well. And last but not least, number 4 is to set a step minimum, a non-negotiable minimum for yourself, daily minimum. You don't need to hit 10,000 steps out of the gate. That's not necessarily how you should approach it, in my opinion. You can start with wherever you are, start tracking. So you're going to need some type of pedometer, Apple Watch, a Garmin, or something like that, or even sometimes your phone app, you can track with your phone. Start with 4,000 steps, 5,000, wherever you are, and add 1,000 every other week and stay consistent with that and work your way up to as high as you can get. Nobody's saying 10,000 should be ceiling. If you can do 11,000, 12,000, 13,000 over time, that's great. Keep going. Keep challenging yourself. But the point is to stay consistent and to show up for yourself. Okay, let's get real, even more real. I know some of you are thinking walking seems just too easy to be effective, but that's really the beauty of it. Easy doesn't mean ineffective. The truth, the women who get results aren't the ones killing themselves with the hardest workouts, not at this stage in life. They're the ones who are picking something doable and sticking with it long term, something that's going to keep them moving, something that they can do, something that's easy, something that they like to do that doesn't have a lot of barriers to entry. Walking is a sneaky little habit that builds consistency, it lowers stress, and it sets the stage for fat loss without having to sign up for boot camp or something that's more strenuous. So you don't need a lot to get started. Make sure you have comfortable clothing. I like to wear things that are sweat wicking. So leggings, shorts, a sports bra, tank top, t-shirt, those sorts of things. And most importantly, have good walking shoes. I personally wear a shoe that's called Adidas Switch FWD. They're actually running shoes, but I use them for walking because they're super comfortable. They're probably the most comfortable shoes I've ever owned. Google those. Again, they're by Adidas. They're called Switch FWD running shoes. They look very futuristic. They have a built-in technology in the heel that makes it very comfortable. So they're super cute and they're very, very functional. So check those out. So here's your challenge for the week. Add 3 intentional walks to your routine. 3 for the week. Not walking to the fridge or doing some short little walk. I mean actual brisk, feel your body moving walks. Then track how you feel. Track your mood, track your sleep, track your energy. And I promise you'll notice a difference if you stay consistent and show up for yourself on a daily basis. Okay? Well, my lean and lit lovelies, that's it for now. If this was helpful, share it with a friend who thinks fat loss has to be complicated. Because spoiler alert, it does not have to be complicated at all. It can be very, very simple. And remember, you don't have to overhaul your whole life at one time. You just need to be consistent, develop simple habits that you can actually stick with. And walking should be a key one of them. So as always, keep it real, keep it consistent, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Hey, it's Shaletta. I'm here at Xfinity Mobile getting a new phone for my teenager. Great plans, reliable coverage, perfect for our family. Now my teen enjoys fast speeds to stay connected no matter where the day goes. Plus, get an extra line free for a year. Y'all better switch to Xfinity Mobile today.
When I walked across that stage at my high school graduation, I was excited, but confused about my next step. Then I walked through the doors at Doherty Family College. Doherty Family College is part of the University of St. Thomas. It's a 2-year college that lets you earn an associate's degree and puts you on a path to your bachelor's degree. Classes are small, so I have a personal relationship with professors committed to my success. Like the name says, they treat us like family. They call us scholars because they believe we could do anything we put our minds to. They set us up for excellence with free tutoring, and that's not the only thing that's free. Laptops, books, even breakfast and lunch, and bus fare. That's part of the package here at Doherty Family College. It's even free to apply. So do like I did. Go to dfc.stthomas.edu and set up a tour. We'd be excited to welcome you to our family here at Doherty Family College.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.